Thanks for being here, everyone. We're going to do a short form intermediate series. So we'll go through second series, I'll skip some postures, and I'll offer lots of variations and options in case the conventional pose is not accessible to you for whatever reason. Cool? So find your way to Samastitihi with the big toes touching and the heels slightly apart. Or you can separate the feet a little bit more if that's more grounding for you. And we'll just take a couple of deep breaths here. Feel free to close the eyes or just keep the eyes downcast to support the process of turning the attention inwards, of drawing into the center of the body, to feel the body, and to feel the breath as it moves in and out through the nostrils. On your next inhale, feel the feet rooting through the earth, pressing down. And on your next exhale, feel the heart lifting and spreading. Inhale, rooting through the feet. Tailbone is getting heavy. Exhale, reaching up through the crown of the head. Inhale, bring the palms to heart center. We'll start with the opening mantra. Vande Gurunam Charanaravinде Sandarshita Swatma Sukhavabode Nishreyase Jangalikaya Mane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Tarinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Exhale, bring the arms back down to your side, and we'll start with Surya namaskar A. Inhale, bringing the arms over your head as you shift back into the heels. Exhale, up and over with a long spine to fold forward. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into a high plank. You can stay in the high plank as you exhale or lower down. Inhale into upward facing dog. Point the toes and lift the heart. Exhale into downward facing dog. You can move through tabletop or you can roll through the toes. And just settling here for about 5 breaths. Establishing the Ujjayi breathing if you haven't already, with a gentle tone in the vocal cords. The action in the throat as if you're whispering. Careful not to engage or create tension in the soft palate. The soft palate is if you trace the roof of the mouth with your tongue going back, the part that goes from hard to soft, it's way back there behind the roof of the mouth. That's the soft palate. So imagining the soft palate releasing, relaxing as you tone the vocal cords. Finishing this next exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, gaze forward. Step or jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Pressing down, reaching the arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch or palms apart. Reach through the pinkies. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. If you're lowering down, option to lower the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, point the toes, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep, steady breaths. And for me, it helps to have the tip of the tongue where the back of the teeth and the roof of the mouth meet. And then the rest of the tongue relaxing away from the roof of the mouth. Imagine the tongue relaxing all the way down to its root. One more breath. Feel that lift just above the pubic bone. And as you exhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, gaze forward. Step or jump into half lift. Inhale as the feet land. Exhale to fold. Inhale, standing, pressing through the feet. As you reach through the pinkies, exhale, floating the arms back down to your side. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, up and over as you fold. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift the heart, reach back through the toes and micro bend the elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Waking up the feet. Waking up the hands, spreading. Rooting through the base of the pointer finger and the base of the thumb. And pressing the hands down and forward to feel like you're lifting yourself out of the shoulders as you wrap the shoulder blades and relax the neck. One more breath. As you exhale, prepare. Step or jump. Inhale as the feet land and then lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Exhale, Samastitihi. Good. Last Surya namaskar A. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Finish the exhale at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. 5 breaths. Last breath. At the bottom of the exhale, prepare. Step or jump. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Back to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Surya namaskar B. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lowering through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, remember micro bend the elbows. Exhale, turn the left foot. Inhale, right foot forward, coming up Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands come back down, step back and lower as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the right foot, left foot forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, step back and lower down. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Settle in. Lengthen the back of the neck. Relax the neck as you press through the hands and lift the sit bones up and back. Deep breaths. Breathing into the sides, into the lower ribs, all the way around. One more. At the bottom, prepare. Step or jump. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, and bend the knees one more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog, reach the toes. Exhale, turn the left foot 45 degrees, right foot forward. Inhale, press through the feet, reach. Exhale, come down, step back and lower. Inhale, without rushing. Exhale, turn the right foot, left foot forward. Inhale, connecting to the breath. Exhale, mindfully placing the movements as you mindfully place the breath. Inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. Releasing the soft palate. Finding fullest, deepest breath without straining, without forcing the breath into a particular pattern. One more breath. Fully exhaling. At the bottom, prepare, step or jump. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bring the feet hip-width distance apart. Hands to your hips. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, catch the big toes. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Remember, bend the knees as much as you need to. Gently pulling on the big toes, reaching the elbows to the side and reach them away from each other, spreading across the collarbones, releasing tension along the spine all the way through the neck. Legs are strong. One more breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, Parahastasana, slide the hands underneath the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, continue lengthening the spine as you move into the fold. Legs are strong. Lifting the kneecaps to engage the front of the legs. Waking up the feet and rooting through the 3 points in each foot. Lifting just above the pubic bone. One more breath. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, come back up into Samasthiti. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, pivot the right toes and move into the posture, right hand wherever it makes sense for you, to the shin, to the big toe, or to a block. Good. Keeping the strength of the posture through the legs, rooting the feet down and away from each other. As you allow the tailbone to reach towards the left foot, allow the crown of the head and the heart to lengthen towards the right foot. Reaching both hands away from each other. One more breath. As you fully exhale, start to come up. Inhale, pivot the feet. Exhale, expanding out through all limbs, move into the left side. Inhale, maybe gazing up towards the right finger. Good. Feel the backs of the legs underneath waking up. Sometimes lifting the toes, really rooting through the base of the big toe, can help to bring that awakeness through the backs of the legs and into the pelvis. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, coming up. Trikonasana B, pivot around, face the back of the mat. Exhale, reach through the left arm forward, bringing the left hand down to the floor, either side of the foot, and pressing through the left shoulder to twist through the spine. Inhale, reach the right arm up. You could also place the hand on a block, or you can be on your fingertips too if you need some more space through the hamstrings. Again, thinking about waking up the legs, the front of the legs and the back of the legs. It could also help to micro bend the knees. Lengthening the spine in both directions. One more breath. Exhale, gaze down. Coming up, inhale. Pivot to the front. Exhale, reach forward through the right arm. Exhale, right hand down. Press and reach the left arm up. Inhale. Starting from the ground, just noticing how the feet are making contact with the ground. Which part of the foot, how much weight is coming down through each foot. And notice when you make those micro adjustments, how that affects the rest of the pose. Exploring. One more breath. Exhale, gaze down. Coming up, inhale, open to the side. Exhale, Samasthiti. Parshvakonasana, inhale. Again, step open to the right. Pivot the right toes. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Forearm to the thigh or hand to the floor. Left arm comes over your head. Good. Again, waking up the feet, so important. Now, especially feeling that lift from the right arch, the arch of the right foot. Feel it lifting all the way into the inner right knee as you root through the base of the right big toe and the right heel. Good. One more breath. Coming out of it, inhale, pivot the feet. Exhale, bending the left knee, moving into your version. Good. Lifting the left arch all the way up into the inner left knee, and also lifting the right arch, using the right big toe to really, the root of the right big toe, the base, to really ground down. And then the counter action is the arch lifting. Good. One more breath. Inhale, coming up. You really want to turn on your legs. You have to break in a new mat because you keep slipping. That's what's happening to me. Turn around, face the back. Inhale. And exhale, move into the twist. Elbow to the thigh, hands to prayer, or hand to the floor. So when you're slipping, you really have to engage to not keep slipping. Good. Maybe that back heel is down, in which case really focus on lifting the arch. Maybe you lift the hips a little bit as well. But keep dropping the tailbone and feeling the lift from the front of the pelvis. One more breath. As you exhale, gaze down. Inhale, coming out of it. Let's go to the other side. Exhale, flex the spine to move into the twist. So again, you can hands in prayer, or the hand on the floor, which is a bit of a deeper twist. Maybe you lower the heel, but keep dropping the tailbone. Maybe thinking about clipping the left hip back as you reach the heart, forward and up. One more breath. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, Samasthiti. So good. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back, hands to your hips. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Wake up the hands, wake up the feet. And as you wake up the feet, press them down, lift the kneecaps, lift the sit bones. And as you wake up the hands, move the shoulders away from the ears, lengthening the back of the neck. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the arms, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, lift from the lower belly. Exhale. Skip to C. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Maybe straightening the arms or micro bending the elbows. Exhale, fold forward, allowing the shoulder blades to move away from each other, allowing the back of the neck to lengthen. Maybe micro bending the knees as you root through the 3 points in the foot, behind the big toe, behind the pinky toe, and down through the center of the heel. But maybe shifting a little bit more into the tops of the feet. Deep breaths, one more. Coming up, inhale. Release the hands. Exhale into Samasthiti. Good. Parsvottanasana, last standing pose. Bring the hands into reverse prayer or bring the fists together behind the back. Step the right foot back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Good. And here with the feet, there's an interesting spiral that happens. As in all standing postures, you root down through the base of the right big toe, but in the opposite spiraling direction, you move the right hip back and towards the midline. So big toes rooting as the right hip is clipping back. One more breath. Inhale, rising up, pivot to the front, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. We try to make that transition all on one inhale. But you could always mindfully add another breath if you need to, no problem. And now focusing on rooting through the base of the left big toe, and then counteract that with the left hip clipping back and towards the midline as you feel the lift just above the pubic bone. Steady breathing. One more. Soften where you can. Start to come up. Inhale. Release the hands. Exhale into Samasthiti. Okay. For second series, we skip all of the balancing postures and we go straight down to the floor. So inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, up and over. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump both feet forward, feet together to a squatting position. And now you can squat and bring the heels down. You can just set up just like this. Another option is to roll up the mat about, depends on how high you want the roll to be. You can go as far back as you want. And you place just the heels on top of the mat. And that gives you a little bit of stability if the ankles are tight or the Achilles is tight. One last option is to sit on a block if the squat is so uncomfortable that it's difficult to work the pose. And so first we're going to begin by twisting over to the left. And so I like to lean way back. I'm just going to turn around so you see this. Lean way back with the left hand. Reach the right arm. As I reach back through the right arm, reach forward with the knees. And then when you start to come forward, you're bringing the torso to the side and forward. So go through that whole pathway as you round the spine, reach the tailbone towards the heels as you round the whole spine and shift forward. So that left hand also needs to shift forward with you. And then here, you can either come to prayer position or wrap that right arm around the shins. If it's too much to wrap both arms around the shins, wrap the arm around both shins, you can wrap around just one shin, where just makes it a little bit easier for the bind. And then it feels more like Marichasana. Good. Wherever you are, maybe you bind, maybe you just have the hands in prayer, just a couple more breaths. See if you can press the heels towards the floor, lift the hips a little bit, and drop the tailbone. Good. Exhale, release. That really turns the legs on. Okay. Other side. Lean back with the right arm. Reach with the left arm. Reach the knees forward. Feel the tailbone reaching towards the heels. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Round, round. Come to the side and come forward. Find your balance. Or maybe find the bind wrapping in front of the ankles. And then you sort of need to lift the hand. Shift forward to find your balance. Maybe take the bind. Or maybe just stay in prayer. Or maybe have the hand on the floor if you need more balance. If you have your balance, for the last breath, try rooting the heels, lifting the hips, and dropping the tailbone. Good. Exhale. Good. Yeah, it's really hard pose. So you just have fun with it. Okay, let's take a vinyasa. Exhale, step or jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do Kranchasana. Inhale, jump through, and you're going to bend the right knee with the right foot next to the right hip. If this is a lot of pressure on the knee or the ankle, you can sit on a block. Now with the left leg, you're going to drop the tailbone, lean back a little bit, bend the knee so the knee comes to the side. So you're holding the foot like this. And then from here, we're going to start to straighten the leg. Even if, so I'm going from here, the leg doesn't straighten all the way. So you're holding onto the foot on either side of the foot. Good. And then using that bind on the foot to help you lift and open the heart. Keep the lower belly drawing in, keep the tailbone dropping. If the leg is straight, then you can begin to work the leg towards you. Good. Without collapsing the chest. Keep lifting the heart. Good. One more breath. Shoulders down the back. If the elbows are bent, inhale, straighten the arms and look up. Exhale, release the foot and take a vinyasa. You can vinyasa straight from here with the hands in front of the hips, or you can bring the leg in front of you, cross the shins, and vinyasa from there. Step back, exhale, inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through. If you want, you can jump straight through with the knee bent, the left knee bent. Good. And then catch the foot, straighten the leg as much as it's comfortable. Exhale, stay there, or fold the leg towards you. Good. So you want to find that balance in the torso of dropping the tailbone and lifting the heart. You can use the bind on the foot, pulling on the foot to lift the heart. Make sure there's not tension around the neck. If you need to keep the knee bent, that's also a great option. Good, one more breath. If the elbows are bent, on the next inhale, straighten the arms and look up. Exhale, release the foot, hands to the floor. You can cross the shins if you like, or jump back from here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift into a high plank. Exhale, lower down slowly and hover off the floor, and then come all the way. Good. Point the toes. Bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Fully exhale. Inhale, engage the legs, reach the toes back and up. Lift the heart forward and up. Good. Feel the back side of the body engaging to lengthen the front of the body. As you lift the heart and the legs off the floor, if possible, straighten the legs. One more breath here. Switch the hands next to the waist, bend the elbows. 5 breaths. You can press the hands down and back to really help to reach the heart forward, lengthen through the front of the body. 4, 5. Tuck the toes. Move the hands next to the chest. On your next exhale, you're going to pop up into the bottom of the plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift into a high plank. Exhale, slowly lower, hover, and then plop down. Good. Okay, bend the knees. Come into Dhanurasana. Reach back with the palms facing in. Catch the ankles. And just relax here for a moment. First, we're going to wake up the feet, either flexing the feet or pointing the feet, where you're reaching through the base of the big toes. And then, without kicking the legs, first, just lift the thighs. Inhale, now kick the legs and lift the heart away from the floor. And then again, lift the thighs. Find your breath. Keep kicking. Keep lifting. Reaching either through the heels if you're flexing, or reaching through the base of the big toes if you're pointing. Good. Breathing into the back side of the body. And gently draw the knees in towards each other. Maybe bring the feet together. Good. One more breath. Exhale. Release that. Good. Tuck the toes, hands next to the chest. As you exhale, pop up into the bottom of the plank. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Shift into the high plank. Exhale, lower down. Okay, now we're going to do Parsvadhanurasana. And it's kind of fun because we get to rock to the side. But I'm going to face this way because I think that'll be a better angle. So you're going to go back into Parsvajanirasana, and you're going to find that tautness, but then you're going to soften that tautness. That tautness that you get from like engaging the legs and kicking the legs. So playing around with like tightening and loosening that is going to help us to roll over to the side. Okay? Bend the knees. Catch the ankles or the feet. Good. Pick your foot position. Lift the thighs, kick the legs, and then you're going to soften that and lean over to the right. And then you can use, once you start falling over, then you can kick a little bit into the left foot to keep you going. Good. So soften, lean, and kick into the left foot. Good. Nice. And then once you're on the side, bring that tautness back through the whole posture, kicking through both feet. As you feel that top thigh spiraling inwards, so the thigh is moving into internal rotation. You're drawing the knee, the top knee, towards the bottom knee. It's okay if they don't touch. Keep kicking. One more breath here. Now, soften the kicking. Bring the chin towards your chest and lean back to the center. Inhale, lift the chin, kick the legs. Exhale, soften. And now lean to the left and then kick into the right foot to keep taking you over. You need to try a couple times. Lean, and then about like halfway through the lean, you kick into the right foot. And that can help you to get you the rest of the way. Once you're there, kick through both legs. Keep spiraling that leg internally. Deep breaths all around the rib cage. Good. One more breath here. Bring the chin to your chest. Soften the kick. Come back to the center and immediately start kicking again. For 1, 5 breaths. 2, gazing down the nose. 3, active feet. 4, and 5. Exhale. Come out of that. Good. Okay. Exhale. Pop up. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Jump through to seated. Okay. Since that was a lot of back bending, we're going to do a twist now. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So you're going to cross the right foot over the left leg. You can stay here, or you can lean over to the left and bend the left foot. Place the foot next to your right hip so that the right heel is somewhere close to the left knee. And now same as Pashasana, we're going to lean back, reach the left arm up, round the spine, bring the torso to the side as we start to lean and shift forward. Bending the elbow, placing it on the outside of the thigh. You can be here. Sometimes I like to bring the left hand towards the right hip to help me draw this hip crease down and forward with the right arm back behind you. If you want to take the conventional bind onto the foot, that's also an option. Good. Keep dropping the tailbone and lifting the heart. Deep breaths. One more. And soften. Coming out of that. And let's go straight into the other side. Straighten the legs. Now we're going to cross the left foot over the right leg. And then you need to lean over to the right to bend the right knee and place the hip back down so the foot is next to the hip. Good. Leaning back. Inhale. Exhale. Round as you shift forward so that you're trying to bring the right side of the torso towards the left thigh. With the left hand behind you on your fingertips to help you lift up. You can have the elbow bent or bring the right hand towards the left hip crease to encourage the hip crease moving down and forward. So it's moving in the opposite direction as the heart. And that moves us into the twist. It's a little like self-assist. Deep, steady breaths. Exhale, soften. Come back to the center. And let's take a vinyasa. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Let's finish. Would you guys would you rather do an arm balance or let's try Pinchamayasana. Is that fun? Okay. So first we'll set it up, and then I'll talk you through going upside down if you want to try. And then if you want to try doing something after you go upside down, if you have a solid pincha, then I'll give you something else that you can do. So you'll have lots of places to work, a lot of options to work. So we'll bring the forearms parallel to each other. And if this position is really, really difficult for you, then you can also interlace the fingers, like if you're doing headstand. If not, palms are flat on the mat. And before you come up with your knees on the floor, just have our knees on the floor for now. So we're kind of like in a tabletop position, but with like really short arms. You're going to press the elbows down and forward and see if you can kind of stabilize the shoulders with that action. And then maybe even feel the elbows kind of squeezing in towards each other. And that's going to help to really engage the serratus anterior to just stabilize the whole shoulder girdle. So we'll just hold this for a few moments, spreading the fingers and pressing the elbows down and forward with a gentle emphasis on drawing the elbows in towards each other. So we're counteracting the tendency to do this, letting the hands come in and the elbows out. Keep the elbows underneath the shoulders, and let's just hold that for a couple more breaths. Press the elbows down and forward. That also spreads the upper back. Good. Gazing in between the forearms. Kind of have to use your neck muscles a bit. Good. And soften that. Okay. So just holding that could be a lot. So that's the foundation for Pincha. Now, if you'd like, set that up again. Press the elbows down and forward. Gently squeeze the elbows in. Draw the lower belly in. Lift the knees. Tuck the toes. So you're sort of in a downward facing dog shape-ish. Gazing between the forearms. Holding this with the same pressing the elbows down and forward. Maybe squeezing the elbows in. Good. One more breath. And come back down. Good. Nice. Okay, now for the next part. A sort of trick for coming into Pinchamayasana is the closer you can get the feet towards the elbows, the less effort it will be to lift up into Pinchamayasana. Sometimes that's difficult because maybe the hamstrings are tight, or sometimes that's difficult because you feel like the shoulders are going to collapse. So don't push yourself beyond either of those limits, or maybe some other limit that I'm not thinking about or I don't know about. So from that point, you're just going to try to walk your feet closer to your elbows, but keeping that action in the elbows of rooting the elbows down. Press the elbows down and forward as you walk the feet in. And then we're just going to try lifting one leg at a time. So find your position, press the elbows down and forward, and already start to feel the front of the body engaging. Lift the knees, walk the feet in, keep pressing through the elbows, and keep the gaze between the forearms. Lift one leg up, straight up. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Lift the other leg up. Press the elbows down and forward. Squeeze the elbows in for 3, 2, soften the gaze. 1, and come down. Good. So you can try that again. Or you can try coming up where you just pick one leg up and you just do little hops. So try it with me. One leg up. Now the bottom leg bends and pushes off the floor. Maybe you come back down. Do that as many times as you need to. Just kicking as much as you feel comfortable. Keeping the gaze between the forearms. Maybe you bring the bottom leg straight up. And it's okay if you're in a little bit of a back bend. Good, wherever you're working. Taking a couple more breaths. Nice. So good. Now, if you feel really comfortable or somewhat comfortable in the pincha, then we can try lowering into like a baby bakasana. So, if not, just keep working anything that we've already done so far with Pincha Mayurasana. So from Pincha Mayurasana, if you're comfortable there, you can start to bend the knees and then bring the knees towards the chest, towards the belly. And now you really need to press the elbows down into the mat. And then you start to curl the spine and aim the knees towards the armpits. And then you'll have to lower the shoulders a little bit. And you can hold this. Maybe the feet touch, that's okay. Try to lift the feet so you're in a baby bakasana pose. Good, so you can try that if you want. Sometimes I feel like that's even harder than lowering down with the lotus. But it's more accessible because you don't have to get into the lotus. So you just slowly work down into like a tuck position. So first you can just think about keeping the hips up and just bringing the thighs towards your stomach. And then once the thighs are at your stomach, then you can think about rounding the spine and bringing the knees towards your armpits, which really requires you to round the spine. And again, rooting the elbows down and forward is going to be super helpful to find that pattern, to find that gesture. So we'll work a little bit more, maybe about like 2 or 3 more minutes. Trying to go upside down. If you want, you could also use a wall to if you're scared of falling over, a wall could be helpful as we find our alignment upside down. So I'll show you one more time the baby bakasana if you want to try that. Good. Nice, Charlotte. I saw the beginnings. Good. Nancy, how's it going? You could probably do this too. You have a solid pinch. If you feel like solid in the pincha, then it's fun to challenge it. I'll show you one more time and then we'll move on. Or just keep working. As soon as my knees come into the tuck, I really press even more through the elbows. And then round. Keep pressing the elbows as you lift the knees towards the armpits. And then the gaze shifts forward a little bit. And you can emphasize the rounding once you're landed by, again, spreading the upper back. And then maybe eventually you can come back up from there. That's like so not happening for me today. All right, let's take a vinyasa. Keep working, of course, if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Jump through to seated. And exhale, lie down on your back. Good. Bend the knees and plant the feet alongside the outside edges of the hips. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the tailbone forward and the knees forward. You can catch the ankles or you can interlace the fingers underneath. Inhale, press through the feet and lift the hips. Just do bridge pose first. Keep reaching the knees forward to lengthen the front of the body. Press the back of the head into the mat as the chest moves towards the chin. Good, one more breath. Spread the shoulder blades, roll down the spine on the exhale. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale, deep breath in. If you'd like, you can take Urdhva Dhanurasana, bringing the hands next to the ears or the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Make sure that the hands aren't too close to the ears so that there's some space between the hands and the ears. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the tailbone forward and the knees forward, keeping the elbows in towards each other. You can start to come up and straighten the arms. Or you just can do bridge pose again, like the first one. Press through the feet. Wrap the shoulder blades and press through the shoulders. Lift through the sacrum. One more breath. Exhale. Coming down, tucking the chin and rolling through the spine. Good. Inhale. We'll do last one. Exhale, reach the tailbone forward and the knees forward. Inhale into bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Maybe you're walking the hands in. Lengthening the front of the body. And when you're ready, coming back down. Grabbing the shins and bringing the knees towards the outside, the sides of your torso. And reaching the tailbone towards the floor. So moving the pelvis into a more back bend position. Just take a few breaths here. And then bringing the knees together and hugging the knees towards the chest, allowing the tailbone to lift off the floor. So allowing the pelvis to move in the opposite direction. Good, and now to rock up, you can straighten the legs and use that as momentum to rock up to seated. And we'll take a forward fold. One more counter pose for back bending. So inhale, catch the feet or catch the legs. Exhale, fold. Slowing down the breath. Good. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale. We're going to lower back to lie on our backs. Rolling through the spine. Well, first we'll take Tadagi Mudra. So flexing the feet. We're going to make as if we were standing on the floor, but we're going to lie down. But we're lying down while we do it. So flex the feet and engage the legs. So you're pressing the heels into the mat and you're lifting the kneecaps. The palms are facing down and you're spreading the shoulder blades. So if you want, you can bend the elbows a little bit if that helps to spread the upper back. And then drawing the lower belly in, moving the lower back towards the floor. But as you breathe, allow the rib cage to expand, allow the chest to expand. The back of the head is pressing into the mat with the chin moving towards the chest. Just take a couple more deep breaths here. And soften that. We'll do a couple shoulder stands to wind down. So first, coming into halasana before we do the first sarvangasana, to set up the shoulders, really shrugging the shoulders away from the ears, really lengthening the neck. And then placing the hands, the lower back, and coming up into shoulder stand. Reaching the toes up. Maybe moving the hands towards the rib cage. Maybe not, if that's too much tension or pressure in the neck. If possible, bring the feet over the hips. Slowing down the breath. One more breath here. Coming into halasana. If the feet touch, you have the option to interlace the fingers. Straight spine. And Karnapidasana, last shoulder stand, bending the knees and rounding the spine. You could also come into happy baby. Palms facing down on the mat. As you exhale, slowly roll down the spine. And as the hips land, slowly lower the legs, keeping the lower back touching the floor. Matsyasana, catching behind the thighs, looking up towards the toes, pressing into the elbows as you lift the heart and move the sit bones away from the feet. Dropping the head back and maybe lowering the crown of the head towards the mat. Keep pressing through the elbows, lifting the heart, breathing deeply into the front of the body. One more breath. Came out the same way you came in. Press the elbows, look towards the toes, and roll back down to lie flat. Good. Hug the knees. You can come into Chakrasana or rock up to seated. Let's take a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. And you can take full lotus, Padmasana, or just cross the shins. Come to any comfortable seat. Wrapping the arms behind the back or taking the bind. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Settle into the breath, following its pathway. Couple more breaths here. Fully exhaling, empty of breath. Rise up. Inhale, release the hands. Rest the wrist on the knees, the pointer towards the thumb. And as the pelvis settles into the earth, feel the spine rising and lifting, sitting up tall, dropping the chin towards the chest. Bring, if you'd like, the tip of the tongue where the back of the teeth and the roof of the mouth meet. Relaxing the rest of the tongue away from the roof of the mouth, all the way down to the root of the tongue. Softening as you tone the vocal cords. As you breathe, see if you can isolate the lowest part of the lower belly, just above the pubic bone, drawing that part in and up, where you can allow the upper belly to be soft. So as you breathe in, it expands with the lower ribs. The upper belly expands, but also the backside expands in all directions. Feeling the lift from Mula Bandha, from the base of the pelvis. A sense of gathering the energy and lifting it towards the heart. Just a couple more breaths at your own pace. One more. After your last exhale, releasing that. One final effort, Uplutihi. Stay in lotus or keep the shins crossed, hands in front of the hips. Shift forward. Inhale, lift up. Hips move back and up. Shoulders move forward. 4, 5, keep pressing through the shoulders. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Exhale, lower down. Take one final vinyasa, and we'll all meet in Shavasana for a final resting pose. Feel free to just go straight into Shavasana too, if that's what you need. Completely relaxing the body. Palms facing up. Settling. Feel the weight of the body supported by the earth. Completely relaxing. Releasing effort. Releasing technique. alignment. Releasing judgment, assessment, completely letting go. Releasing the tension behind the eyes and the tension in the throat. Feel free to stay here longer if you'd like, but if you're ready to come out deep in the breath, slowly wake up the fingers and the toes. Reaching the arms over your head. Inhale, full body stretch. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Fall over to either side. And when you're ready, slowly making your way back up to a seated position. Finding a comfortable seat with the eyes closed or the eyes half open, gazing somewhere on the floor in front of you. Softening into the posture. Settling into the space of the body. Feeling the sensations. We'll bring the palms to heart center for the closing mantra. Om. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantan nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, everyone.